To me, the start is 50% or more of the race. Why? Because you get a bad start, you have to pass 15, 20 guys. You get a good start, top 3, you have to pass 2 guys. From the beginning, I warm up my tire, I make sure it's hot, I spin it once, and then I start jumping, and I feel the bike. Once the bike feels like it's leaping out of my hands almost, that's good enough. I sit there and I wait for, the gate to drop. Sit there, have your weight back, feet in front of the pegs, I feel, so you don't slide back, butt a little bit farther back, have more stand up, more up straight. On a dirt start, you want to be here because you're getting traction. Cement, you want to be about here. Yeah, use the front brake because you got your clutch just out a little bit where the bike is kind of wanting to go forward a little bit, so you need your front brake to hold your bike. And with your feet down in front of the pegs, you can hold it too. If your feet are back here, you can't hold your bike, and you're going to have a tendency of sliding back or doing a wheelie. Some people have one leg up, and both feet down. I have both feet down. I just feel like I have more stability coming off more control coming off the concrete or the dirt, and it's rider preference. I do the same thing I ride the whole track with, and that's these 2 fingers right here. One finger on the brake, one finger on the clutch, and you notice the bikes are like this, down a little bit, so when you gas it, they take off. Oh, and then your clutch, you want to have it out just where you feel the bike start to chatter, and then pull it in just a little bit, so when you let that clutch out, it's gone right there. You don't want to pull it all the way in, because there's, you have an inch of letting the clutch out before the bike will go, and that is maybe a 100th of a second, but a 100th of a second could be a start. Gearing is depending on the bike, depending on the weight of the person. The worst thing to do is to spin. If you come out bogging your bike, you'll get a better start than if you're spinning the tire like Big Daddy Garlits. Yeah, if you take a picture of this starting line here, that's how most people do the start, and that start over there where I did the start, you can see the every knobby coming off the start. And if you can see every knobby coming off the start, that's a great start. If someone's fast lined up next to me, then depends on what side they are on the side of me. If I get the jump on them, I'm going to move over. That's racing. That's how it's done. Pretty much, if you have your handlebars in front of that guy, they're done. The jump is the most important part of the start, and if you can get the jump, then you're going to have a good start. Right here, as you can see, we have a dirt start, and as you can see, we only have 2 gates because in California everybody goes to cement gates, and I think they have a deal with the tire manufacturers, so everybody has to buy more tires. Here on dirt, you want to get your body position more up towards the front of the bike. You want to be up front, head over the bars almost into your chest, because when you take off, the bike wants to wheelie. When you're in concrete, you want to sit back here more, have more weight on the back tire so you can get good traction off there and you're not spinning. Pretty much same as concrete. You kind of want to have a smooth clutch release, but you can be a little bit more aggressive in the dirt. But if you have too much, you can wheelie or you can spin. You can also spin in the dirt and you'll lose traction. So there's two different body positions on dirt and concrete, but throttle and clutch is close to the same, but just a little bit more aggressive in the dirt. Everybody's different. I like to put 2 feet down, so then I have full control coming off the gate. Some people have 1 foot up on the left, 1 foot up on the right. That's rider preference. You can't say which one's best because there's been people the whole shot on whole different styles. So it's just what you feel most comfortable with. Yeah, I keep my feet in front of my pegs, so if I slide back, I have something to hold me. If I have back here like this, my feet back behind the pegs, and I gas it and I slide back, well, I have nothing to hold me, and then I start wheeling. and then your girlfriend and your family makes fun of you when you come in. Have one finger on the brake, the gas halfway more, and the clutch you want to have out just where you can start feeling the bike kind of chatter a little bit. So then right when you let that clutch out, the bike goes. You got the front brake in to hold your bike when you got it just chattering a little bit. Not where your back wheel's spinning, but just where you can feel it almost go, and then pull it in just a little bit from there. And you should have the gas on, and right when you let the clutch out, boom, little bit more gas, and you're off the gate. Gearing is, I'm not going to tell what gear to start in. Everybody starts in different gears, different bikes, different weight, everything. It's first and second on the dirt, first and second on the concrete. On 125, slower bike, when it's real dissed up, when you get off the gate, you want to click your gear, and then when you're starting to go down the straight, you want to kind of get back to get that front wheel light to get over that soft dirt. 450, you don't have to get back as far because the bikes already have enough power. But everybody's bike is different. For me, I try to shift pretty quick over the gate so that I can get in the higher gears the faster you go. You don't want to be too close to the gate. You want to be, close enough where where your front wheel's not going to hit the gate. Lining it up, you want to always look for a nice clean rut to the gate and a nice clean rut away from the gate. You don't want it to be sideways or a big hole or anything weird in there. So you always want to look at where you're going to start. Don't just look at where you're starting, but also look in front of the gate, because that's important too. One that's not too deep, one that's not too hard of dirt, too soft of dirt. There's a lot to it. When he has the 30-second board out, it goes to the sideways, and I count 1, 2, and I shift it in the gear, and then I get ready. You got 5 seconds, so there's no reason just to all of a sudden be revving your bike. You got some time. So I get revved up, because sometimes when you're staring at it too long, you're not as attentive to the gate. And if you kind of can sit there for 2-3 seconds staring at it, I think you're much more ready when the gate drops than kind of just almost going into a daze, looking at just waiting for it to drop. You want to line up next to people are going to get good starts. If you are a good starter, then line up the people that's not going to get a good start. Then you got a free start straight. Stuff like this where it's hard packed, there's no groove, there's nothing really to hit. Keeping in the middle of the bike, keeping your elbows up, keeping your leg off the ground, but more of it is just steady, consistent power. Not getting on it too hard, not getting on it too late, not being too low of a gear. A higher gear on hard pack works better than a lower gear. It might not feel that way, but the tire is always tracking. If you're in too low of a gear, the wheel's always spinning. And that's one hard thing for people to get used to, is kind of almost lugging your bike a little bit, than always being on the gas where you can in deeper dirt. If you come in braking hard with your front end, you're going to have a front end push. If you come in braking with your back end hard, the back end's going to want to come around. And so if you come in with both of them and be consistent and easy on the braking, you're going to have good traction. Hard pack stuff, you can lock your brakes up, lock your tires up a lot easier than you can when it's loamy. So again, everything is being very consistent and almost easy on the brakes, easy on the gas. In the middle of the corner, you got to sit up front more, because you got to get that front end to track. You got to put weight on that front end to stick. But when you're coming out, then you can slide back and get the traction in the back end and keep that front end light. Now if this turn was flat and it had traction, you could get on it, be a little bit more aggressive, but with the flat, hard track, you gotta take your time. And coming into a hard, flat corner, it's better to do it 10 out of 10 times good than 5 out of 10 times. Now we do it race pace. Alright, come down and got a hill here. It's a little bit slick, a little bit hard. Got a bowl turn here, so you want to come on the outside to use a whole turn. Once you get into the turn, look ahead where you're going to the jump. I'll do it again. Here we have a long straightaway coming into a bowl turn here, so you want to start on a bowl turn. You want to start where the bowl starts and end where the bowl ends. Then you keep your momentum. So you come in here, right when you get your front end here, stick your foot out, look ahead, and out you come out of the corner. Alright, here we have a bowl turn. This bowl turn is pretty blue grooved and hard. So the power delivery is the same as a flat corner. You don't want to get too aggressive with it. You want to be in the right gear. You can be a little bit more aggressive because you have a bank. In a bowl turn, if it's not rutted and it's a nice smooth one, you want to enter it where it starts. You want to exit it where it ends. Then you can keep your momentum up. Then you can be on the gas a lot sooner. If you come in the middle, skid it, and turn, you're losing momentum. You're stopping and then going. And to me, the fastest way around it is using the whole bowl, kind of like a NASCAR. They don't come in, skid, and turn. They go around and use the whole thing. Right when your front wheel enters, you want to be able to turn your head and look where you're going. You go where your eyes go. If you look straight down, you're not going to be able to get on the gas as soon, and you're not going to be able to tell what's coming up as quick. So for me, when you get in there, look ahead, and you'll go where your eyes go, and you'll be out of the corner before you know it. You know, the mistake of a lot of people is going too far outside in a corner. You know, if you look at this corner, the outside is soft. It has some parts sticking out, so to me it's much easier to make a mistake out there than it is to come inside. Inside, you can hold the same momentum, if not more, and you're cutting off probably, by the time you get to point B over here, probably about 40 feet of track. So if you measure that out, each lap would be a pretty big difference. A lot of people think they're hauling ass through there, but really they're spinning because you're not getting any traction because the dirt is loose. So the best part is to come inside, sometimes go a little slower, and you'll notice if you went behind somebody going into the corner and you went in there about the same time, you'd come out ahead of them, or if you just stood up and cruised, you'd come out about the same time, and that guy's using so much more energy outside. Standing up, going through a sweeper like we're showing, right? Are we showing it right now? Are you showing it right now, or is it, am I?
No, we're showing, yeah.
Talking about a sweeper that you're looking at now, standing up. You know, you always want to have your head over the handlebars, like you say, so you can look down, see your number plate if you stopped and looked at it. You don't ever want to look at it. Gripping your bike with your knees. These things are it's like the vice, you know.